What's up, guys? It's Tuesday. It's the first Tuesday of the month. So you know what that means? I had to drag Cristian in here to talk about some marketing.
What's up, people? How you doing?
So for those of you that are new to the content, every month we come live talking about the latest in marketing, B2B marketing, B2C, heavy focus in industrial, and we're here to just share all of our knowledge, the secrets we do here at Milan Media, the #1 marketing agency out there, and everything that works. And it's changing so fast, which is why we have to come back to you live. If you're new to the content, head over to YouTube, subscribe to my channel as well as the Milan Media channel, where we produce amazing content every single month. So today we're talking about HubSpot, and we're talking about sales prospecting. We're talking about something that most people in marketing and sales deal with, which is trying to find new customers. And so HubSpot made some releases and some upgrades to its system back in the beginning of September during inbound. And with it came some advancements with AI. That's like the main focus, is all the new things that they're doing with AI. They finally released it. And one of those updates was updates to the prospecting agent. So if you're struggling with finding contacts, finding information, reaching out to people, all the outreach stuff, today in this quick 30-minute probably live episode, we're going to go through some things that could possibly help you. So I'll turn it over to Cristian to get us started.
All right, so let's talk about a little bit about the why. Right? Why is the prospecting agent an amazing tool to use now towards the end of 2025, going into 2026? So, Kyle, what would you say are a few of the sins that salespeople commit while doing sales?
There's so many.
Just top three. Let's go to the top three.
Top three, I would say no follow-up is number one. Number two would probably be not tracking the information. So if you're not tracking the information, you can't possibly know where you're at with that contact, with that deal. And then because of that, you're typically not following up. And then number three would just be finding people to hunt for. I feel like who do I go after? I'm new to a company, or I've been in a company and I feel like I've uncovered every stone and I don't know who else is out there. I'd say those are the top three.
Yeah. So amazingly, HubSpot created this AI agent called the prospecting agent that can help with those top three misses from the sales team, but also a lot more. So let's go ahead and go into HubSpot to just figure out a few things before we get started. Some intros and some requirements that you guys need to be aware of before you start using the prospecting agent in HubSpot within your sales workflow. So one of the things is that before September 3rd, 2025, so about 2 months ago, HubSpot made this available for free.
I remember that. Yeah.
So everyone that had a chance to use it before September 3, they could use it unlimitedly by in any workflows or just manually, and it was free. Now it consumes credits. So HubSpot credits are now a thing. It's a type of currency that you basically pay for, and you get credits in your account. And each action by the agent or by the prospecting agent uses 100 credits. So right now, even if you started using it before HubSpot launched it live in the inbound event in September, or after that, now it consumes credits.
And you said it's 100 credits per...
100 credits per research action.
Okay.
Yep.
I feel like that's a lot. Because I think that we, so we're HubSpot partners, and we use it ourselves. We don't partner with anybody that we don't believe in, right? And we're in this thing daily for not just for us, but for customers too. And I think that we, at least last month's bill, we're around like 20,000 credits per month that we pay for extra as part of the data aspect of it. So if it's 100 credits per research action, 20,000 credits, which is not that expensive. I think it's like $120 a month we pay on top of our normal license. I'm interested to see, as we dive into it, can you do a lot with that? Or is this just going to turn into, people are probably thinking like, oh, it's just another way for HubSpot to get money, dangle this cool thing in front of us, hit me with a bill. afterwards, but let's get into it.
Yep. So, I mean, if you compare it side by side, right, the salary you pay, probably commission that you pay
Yep.
to a salesperson compared with the amount it takes to use the HubSpot credits, you might see a benefit, at least in the initial, research phase.
Yeah.
And setting, tasks or sending out emails in the outreach. So I think it's helpful. It's very helpful. We have to see down the road, as you said, if the usage of it, increases that bill.
Yeah, I mean, so in theory, what I assume this tool's main goal is to, supercharge the sales team, right? Remove redundant tasks from the sales team, maybe some on the upfront research, some on the outbound follow-up side of things. And if it's true, and I was looking at my territory that I'm trying to go after, and I say I'm gonna need 3 salespeople to cover this. I might be able to get away with 2 if this tool is there, right? In theory, this tool is there to help you out. Maybe you don't need 3 salespeople. Maybe you only need 1 salesperson. Maybe you can save that salary and then take a portion of that and put it into this credit system.
Yep, for sure. All right. So if you have any questions about the HubSpot credits, that's definitely something we can cover in a future live. Let's go ahead and do a dive deep into the prospecting agent itself. First of all, how do you use it? How do you get to it? How do you open it? So there's a few ways. The main way, I would say the quickest way, is once you're navigating in HubSpot, if you go to the sales button here, which is like a little funnel, in the second subset of menus, you'll see prospecting agent. And a nice tip would be to bookmark it here with the icon. So it's also available on your bookmarks here at the top. So go to the funnel and then look for prospecting agent. Once you click on it, it'll open in the prospecting agent itself. Another way to get to it is in the search. If you search for prospecting agent and make sure you don't have any of the filters on, you'll also be able to access it from the search. And finally, you can go the long route, which is going to the sparkle button or the breeze icon here on the left. And then you can go to Breeze Studio. And then in here, you can look for that prospecting agent. So it's one of the trending agents from the marketplace. So it's being used by a lot of people. All right, so let's go in prospecting agent. So probably the first time you set it up is going to look a bit different, but let's just go quickly through the overview here. So what are we seeing here? So first of all, in the upper left side of things, the prospecting agent is saying hi to you. It says, "Hi, I'm your prospecting agent." And it says, "I have 4 enrollments waiting for your review today." So essentially, any actions that are pending your review, it will summarize it for you there. If you scroll all the way down, you can see all the enrollments, all the contacts that are currently enrolled. So there's 2 ways to enroll contacts. You can enroll contacts manually, or you can enroll contacts through automation. And the automation includes workflows, or you can set specific criteria to enroll people in. So what do you think about that, Kyle?
I mean, I think it's cool, and I think what's cool about it is that you can edit your selling profile and you can create multiple agents, right? And so when we were playing around with this back in April when it was first released, I set up a quick profile as a business development rep, and we can show you examples like writing these review emails. You can see what it wrote based on what I told it, which is we're a marketing agency. We work a lot with industrial companies, etc. So I created a business development rep as an agent, as a selling profile, and then you can turn that thing loose. And so I would assume that you can change selling profiles and then release those into the prospecting agent to do different things. Mm-hmm. So you can kind of build out a little bit of team, not full-blown AI agents, but just like profile of like what is its mission relative to the prospecting agent.
Yep. And very interestingly, you can create up to 85 different profiles. So imagine having 85 agents working for you simultaneously.
That's crazy.
Right? Doing research, writing outreach, just enhancing the records, creating copy for you to review, right?
Yeah.
It's amazing to have all that power in just one single platform.
That sounds like a whole lot of credits to be using.
For sure.
85 agents rolling.
Yeah.
That's going to be a bill.
All right, let's go to one of the contacts here that we have enrolled. Let's look at a few of the details. So if you click on the contact In here, you can see more information from where they came from. So you can see here that the next action is review emails. So you can click on review emails, and a side pane here will just show up. And the first thing you see on the top right is what the agent did for you, kind of like summarized. So every time you see a purple outline and a purple sparkle, that means that it's something related to the AI platform inside of HubSpot. So here we can see that the prospect agent wrote 3 emails for Frank that are ready for your review, and you can edit the emails directly below. When everything looks good, click Approve Outreach. So that will then initiate the action, and then it will start sending emails. So let's go do a little bit of a deeper dive here. So here we see who's the contact, their title, company that they're working for, the language, which this is interesting. We can talk a bit more about that later. And then here you can see the selling profile, which Kyle mentioned earlier. It's that profile that you create with a set of instructions, with a set of knowledge and things that it can do for you. And you can see here that the first item on the timeline for this enrollment is that Frank was enrolled to the prospecting agent by Kyle. So basically Kyle manually enrolled this contact.
Yep.
Now, if it was enrolled by a workflow or by a list or by a criteria, you will see that there as well.
Yeah, and I enrolled him just as a test to see what this thing can do, right? So we enrolled a few contacts, and with the, if you click on that BDR, Cristian, it'll pull up the selling profile, and you can see description. I just made it as business development rep. The identity, it's from me, single user. The tone, using a preset tone of witty, because that's what I try to be. Language, that's where I've just got it set to English, but you can do the multi-language outreach. But then services and the training, this is where you get into the details. So the selling information, gave it our website, told it what do we sell, what's the value prop, etc. What industries do we sell to, and what personas or job titles do we target. So that's where I'm saying, hey, here's who we're going after to get this thing to learn, use its AI side of whatever LLM they're using, most likely ChatGPT. And then the call to action. What do we want the call to action be? It's to request a meeting link. So the goal of this for this agent is to book time on my calendar. And so we want all the outreach to be based on the selling profile that I created, the tone that I like to speak it in, et cetera, and then it's going to take all that information. And as you enroll people, it's going to research the person, the company that they work with, their job title, what I'm sure historical information have you sent to this person, and then craft the email, the initial email. You do have guardrails set, so you got the autonomous mode. So I've got it set to review before sending, but you can turn it on and say, I just want you to run. There's a lot of trust there. And then the outreach guidance, you set the business days, the sending window, and the frequency, and minimum days between emails, which I like. I like that they allow you to be able to say, hey, at a minimum, you got to wait this many days. I've got it set to 2, and maximal emails per enrollment is 5. When you get into the advanced, this is where you can do some custom instructions. And this is where I think what you guys should probably do is go to something like ChatGPT and say, hey, I mean, this is what I'm going to do for ours. I'm going to go to ChatGPT, maybe one that we've custom built, maybe just regular GPT-5, and say, I'm going to use this agent, the prospecting agent for HubSpot. Got to give it context. And what I'm doing is I'm building out a BDR rep, and I want to customize how it's going to speak to it. And based on the knowledge that you have, ChatGPT, or whatever other LLM you're using, I want you to give it custom instructions on how to speak, what type of email tone, what type of focus. Do you want bullet lists? Do you want long paragraphs? Do you want short text, et cetera, et cetera? So I'm going to customize this thing to give it as much information as possible, so that way when I look at the email, it's not using generic language and it's just like 2 paragraphs, right? I write a certain way, and I train any custom GPTs we write to write that same way. And so I'd want to give it those custom instructions there. And then even email frequency management, we can use examples there. So not to sidetrack, but that's the selling profile that I created. And I think that's based on how it was created. You can see in the email 1, it's like kind of cheesy, right? As marketing operations coordinator at G2V Optics, you'll likely appreciate the importance. Like, could that work? Possibly. I feel like that's a bit cheesy, but I can customize it with the messaging in the back end of the profile. So you can create one that is short. Maybe you create one profile that's like smarter, right? Maybe it goes more with data to support it. Maybe you want to unleash that thing on a certain target demographic. Maybe I say, hey, for marketing people, I want you to talk like this, but for C-suite, I want you to talk like that. For industrial, talk like this. For healthcare and SaaS, I want you to talk like this other one. So creating those multiple agents, I think would be super amazing.
Yep, perfect. So Kyle said he's not happy with this email. So how can he change it? So here, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom of the email, you have an edit email button, and essentially it opens up the editor. So you can come in here and just, change the text if you want to, change the subject up here. So it's kind of a minimalistic. There's not really a lot of thing that says, subject body here. It's kind of like an editor within the window here. So you have to be, very careful with what you edit. Once you're happy with it, you can click on Save Email Updates, and then you can see the rest of the outreach that the prospecting agent planned. You can see the days in here, the second email, third email. Once everything is good to go, you can click on Approve Outreach, and then the agent will start doing its work, doing the actual outreach.
Yeah, so it's almost like the agent's creating like mini sequences, right?
Yep.
Normally what you would do in HubSpot, if you're a HubSpot user, you'd probably be like, oh, so I would typically, you create a list of people you want to go after. You you create a sequence. It goes email 1, some action, email 2, some action, etc. You build out your sequence. You enroll people in the sequence, whether it's just 3 emails over 30 days or it's 2 emails and then a call task for the salesperson. However it is, you build sequences. And with this, if you want to go down the credit route and you want to spend a little bit of cash, you can build the agent to say, I just want to enroll them into this agent, my outreach agent. And I want them to basically create like a micro sequence from it. Nothing too fancy. I feel like if they made it too fancy, then they would kill sequences.
Yep.
Right. Mm-hmm. And they just released dynamic sequences like a year ago. But it's cool, right? Like, and you have to look at your business and say, what do I want the agent to do? And who am I going to enroll? Maybe you just do it for cold outreach. Maybe you just do it for warm follow-up. Maybe you just do it for current customers and say, current customers, I want it to be like this type of tone. So lots of different possibilities here.
Now, here's the kicker, right? We compared this to sequences. Now, why is this valuable? Why should you use it? Well, look at the second step here and what the agent did. The agent researched Frank and the company, right? So it did a 2-pronged research, contact and company. Let's look at what the research was. So here, the research, it opens up a side window here, kind of like a little pop-up, and it shows you that who the contact is, what they do at the company. That's fine. We have a brief company summary based on what HubSpot had in their database. Has a few things about what they do, what they're known for. Now there's a company web summary. So the agent went to the company's website and generated a summary based on what it read. You can see here there's a bit more details, right? Manufacturing of advanced LED solar simulators. They're based in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And then they have a few of the industries that they work with here. So it went a little bit deeper. Now, next we have the company values. So it seems that the agent went in and looked at maybe the About Us or other pages in the website. Now, interestingly here, it has 2 links. So basically, this is what we citation, so we can know where the research came from. So you have the About link, and then you have the company link, the homepage. Another thing that it did, which I think it's interesting, it looked for company job opportunities. So probably went to the careers page, figure out if they're hiring or not. And very interestingly, you could use this information to figure out who they're looking for, right? If they're looking for any specific, let's say a salesperson or an engineer, you could use that, and the agent could use that to craft the messaging. Here it goes deeper into the products. So it probably went to a few of the product pages. As we can see here, it took 3 or at least 2, and then the homepage to come up with this summary. And then it went to the blog. It summarized the blog. The engagement, it's looking at what people are doing, let's say on YouTube. And if they have a YouTube page, it went to the YouTube page. So far, it's doing a lot of work behind the scenes. So all of a sudden, those 100 credits seem to be a little bit worth it. What do you think?
Well, I mean, so the cool thing is like it does the research, it retains the information. Now you can recall it. So I could say in this list, if they, let's say I'm selling our video services, in this list, if they have a YouTube channel and you see this theme, or maybe you could even say like more than this many videos on their YouTube channel, then craft the message around talking about videos and the importance of videos and how you can use it as outreach, etc., and help sell and market the company, versus I would have to do that work, right? And so you as a salesperson, you as a marketer, you're like, okay, I'm gonna build a list of companies. Who we're gonna do this list. Are they a fit? Number one question, right? Are they a fit for us? Well, let's see. Go to their website, scroll through it, go to the next page, scroll through it. It's basically doing all that work for you. Oh, they have a YouTube channel. Let's check it out. Let's see how many videos they have. So the agent's doing all that initial research for you. So yeah, 100 credits, which equates to probably like 10 cents, right? Or like it's either 1 cent or 10 cents. It's probably 10. 10 cents for that? Yeah, I will pay 10 cents for that, because as a person doing that, it would probably take, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes. As an agent, 10 cents, probably get it done in like a minute or two. And then to be able to use that information in a recall standpoint, I think is super powerful.
Yep, for sure. All right, so now we can kind of like confirm, right, where the agent made its research. And the nice thing is also you can do a bit of a manual search in here. If you search for the word simulator, it'll highlight it. And that's a neat feature in there. Another nice feature about the research is that you can add all of that as a note in their contact record, and you can do it just one click here. So I clicked on add research as note, and if I go look at the contact record, you can see that the note with the research is there. So a very nice way to copy and paste kind of into a note very quickly. And then also in the future, any other agents that you create can use this information, right? So if you create not the social agent, because we know the social agent is not as good as we thought.
Social agent sucks.
But other agents,
so far it sucks.
Yeah, maybe custom agents that you create. If they become a customer, right, you can go in and basically create things to try to create other offerings, help them create an offer. So this information is critical to be used with other agents as well. So that's why we wanted to add it as a note. So yeah, very, very nice work that the agent did here. How about if we go ahead and try this live? Let's try to set up an agent for a few of the contacts that we met at a trade show. See what it does for us.
Yeah, man. If you're typing, I'm down.
All right, let's do it.
Because I would just go to GPT and say, type all this up for me. Right. I'm just kidding.
All right, so let's see what are the details when you're creating a new selling profile, right? Because we showed you the BDR one, but it doesn't show you all the options because we already picked a few.
Right.
So when you click on create a new selling profile, this is the first window that comes up. It's the name, description, and then you have to give it a website. So in here, I'm just going to say, we're trying to become the HubSpot user group hosts here in Austin.
Yes, sir.
So this is going to be our hug. I'm going to call it our hug agent.
There you go.
Because we want this agent to be able to invite people to our events and also help us, reaching out to new prospects. I'm going to call it the hug agent. Description, I'm going to leave it blank for now. And then the website, instead of giving it our website, I'm just going to give it the landing page for our next event.
Okay.
Let's see how it does. I'm going to click on Analyze Website. This part doesn't use credits, so that's good. It's just a brief analysis from our own website. The only credits that are used are when you enroll people in it. So it's looking at the website, and then here it says, what does our company sell? It says that we offer collaborative marketing strategy workshops and events focused on practical strategies and HubSpot usage. I think it's good.
I mean, you wrote it, so it better be pretty good. Or somebody wrote it.
GPT wrote it.
GPT wrote it. There you go.
And then here, value prop, workshops. Yeah, definitely we want to do workshops, actionable events, and then how to help people with their 2026 strategies in this case. And then here, a few of the products and services industries. I think it did a good job here. Decent job. We can add other industries, let's say construction, real estate, just to add a few more. So you can definitely add more to what the...
And then if you click that drop down for select products and services, is that this one?
Yeah. So this goes into
add it?
Right, into our products and services.
Okay,
database.
got it.
Yeah.
So we could, in this case, so a hug or HubSpot user group, they're throughout the country. There's not one officially in Austin. we're trying to be that one in Austin, so we can just teach people. That's all it's about, is teaching them how to use the system, troubleshoot, etc. And so we could create a service, right? Onboarding, implementation, consulting for the HubSpot side of things, and put that in, and then say, hey, here's the services that we're trying to promote, right?
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
And then here it created a few personas: local business owners, because this is going to be a live event, and then marketers, HubSpot users. It's on point with that. We could also say in here, just to add a little bit, like the CMO, maybe marketing manager.
Yeah.
A few titles in there, just to help it out a little bit. So I think it did a decent job with this initial creation of persona. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is select an identity, right? So we can say send from contact owner, which is going to be if the contact already exists in our HubSpot, or if we import them and they get an owner assigned. Any outreach, any emails that the agent sends is going to come from that contact owner.
Okay.
And also we could use a different owner if we had a second owner, like a property, account manager, a growth marketing specialist. We could do that as well. And then we have a fallback sender. So in case there's no owner, who the email should come from. So in this case, we're going to keep me as the fallback sender. And then, or you can just overwrite this whole thing and just say send from a single user. We could say just send it from Kyle. And then all the emails, regardless of the owner, contact owner, will be sent from this user.
That's some good controllability on it. I like that.
Yep. With sequences, it's not as straight, right? Sequences, you have to, whoever enrolls them manually is going to be the sender.
Yeah.
And if you want to do it with other people, right, other sales people, then you have to basically have an enterprise seat, or you have to do some other things on the outside with a third-party tool.
Yeah.
So definitely very convenient to be able to set it here. All right, so let's keep it as the contact owner. Let's click next, and then call to action. So call to action here, it's asking me to set up a link. I'm going to say no meeting link because I don't really want them to book a meeting with me. I'm just going to add a link to the URL, which is going to be the hug URL, so people can go in there and register for the next event. So all of our events, the idea here is that all of our events will live on this page, and we're just going to change the content of that landing page so they go in. And then here, the description. I'm so lazy. I don't want to write all of this description.
I don't know who would.
Let's click this purple button here. Generate for me. Let's see what it comes up with. And then I can take a sip of my little smoothie here.
What is that? That's a smoothie?
That's a mango nata.
A mango nata.
It's spicy.
Is it?
Yeah. It has tahini and gummies. So
okay.
Mm-hmm.
What is that for when you get to the end? You get to eat the gummy bear?
Yeah.
And it's been sitting there soaking up all that tahini.
Yep.
All that spice.
To it. All right. It did a little description. So basically, this will get added, with the link, or maybe the link itself will be this, and the link is going to be behind this text. I'm going to just keep it at that for now. You can always change that. I'm going into the next page here. So these are basically the guardrails. So what do we want to do, Kyle? Do we want it to be sent out automatically, or should we just review before sending? What do you think?
I mean, I kind of want to just send it out automatically, but I feel like that probably wouldn't be the smartest unless we build out the custom messaging.
Yeah.
So I'd say for now, just do review before sending.
Just review it, and we can see what it generates. And if it's good enough, we'll change it in the future.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. You can review it before sending for the first few times, and then you can in the future enable the automatic.
Yeah. Once that trust is built, then you just say, "Hey, have at it. Go run free, little bird."
That's right. And
right,
I was
Laura?
looking for the tone. So you used a witty tone in here.
Can you customize it?
So very interestingly, if you go to use brand voice, in the brand voice, you can add more details to it. So it starts with personality, tone, and then you can add more things in here. But we set these at the brand level, so you can go into the settings in HubSpot and set these for the brand. So I will just keep it at these, and then later on you can create a different brand voice, basically, or a preset tone for it. All right, and then some other options that we have here, basically execute on business days. You know what? I'm gonna get fancy with this one. I'm going to say no. And you want to know why?
Because sometimes Saturdays and Sundays are good times to send emails.
That's right.
Especially for user groups.
Yep.
Especially for not messages that are like, hey, buy something from me.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, this is an event. Like, send an email.
So think about this. I'm a marketer. Our marketing is not great. Our marketing sucks.
Yep.
It's Saturday morning. I woke up. I drank my coffee. I had an epiphany. And I started looking online or checking my emails for some inspiration.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I see that email come through.
And they're like, did this come from the HubSpot's prospecting agent?
They're not.
That's what they're thinking.
Right. So
because they don't even know.
Yeah,
they don't even know it exists.
It's gonna come from me.
Yeah.
Right. So definitely, I want to test it, see how it does on weekends as well. Now, obviously, the send window, I'm gonna respect people's times, right? I'm just gonna say maybe 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. So I don't want emails going out at hours that are odd. Then minimum days between emails, I'm just gonna say 2 days, and then maximum emails. Since our next event is next week, I'm just gonna say 2 emails for now. I'm gonna go next. Here's a brief review of what we just selected, and I'm gonna click create selling profile. It's gonna do its thing.
Now the magic's gonna start, and I think it's done, right?
Yep.
Hug agent.
It's done.
The agent is built.
Agent is built. At any time that you want to change settings, you can just go in here and make those changes. Now, interestingly, we see here that there are now 2 agents, and one of them is marked as default.
Yeah.
So this is done because you can have a default selling profile to be like the fallback.
Mm-hmm.
And in here where it says automated enrollments, you can add some settings for that default selling profile. So if you want this to be continuously working for you, you can enable these trigger-based enrollments, and then they're going to go straight to the default selling profile. So you can have 85 of them, but one default profile.
Yeah.
Where these triggers will work. Now, we have a list of people that we met at the ARMA event about, say, 3 or 4 weeks ago. And then we want to do an outreach to them. But also, out of those that list of people, we got 2 that are an opportunity right now.
Right.
Kyle?
That's
we
right.
Just quoted. So obviously, we don't want to enroll them in this outreach because we already are in the workings with them.
Correct.
Quoting them or just doing discovery calls with them. So that's where the exclusion lists come, right? I want to include people or enroll people, but I want to exclude certain people. So how do we do that? So in here, we can select an existing list or we can create a list. So I'm just going to go ahead and create a list. And I'm just going to say that this contact in here, and then we're going to go ahead and use the filters. Yes, I want to close the tour for now. So that contact in here is going to be go to memberships and then segment or list membership. And I'm going to say that they are in the ARMA event, but I want to remove people that are already an opportunity, right? So I'm just going to click in here.
Life cycle stage.
Life cycle stage. And I'm going to say is non-off opportunity. And I'm just going to select these just in case I don't get other people, right? All right, so for now, I'm just going to select those. I'm going to say here, ARMA exclusion list. And I could say this is for the agent or not. Keep it simple for now. I'm going to click next. And I want it to be active. So that way, if anyone else in between here and the event becomes an opportunity, they get automatically excluded.
Yep.
All right, save and process segment. I'm going to let that run in there. And I'm going to go back here to my agent and I'm going to refresh so I can access that new list. And I'm going to look for it here. And there you go. I'm going to exclude the ARMA exclusion list. So now anybody that becomes part of this list will be off of the.
So is that the ARMA exclusion list or is that the ARMA inclusion list?
So this is the exclusion list because I want to get rid of anyone that's already an opportunity or customer or SQL.
Yeah, but you've got
and they're part of
you've got is none of lifecycle stage is none of those.
That's a good catch. You passed the test. Look at that. I'm kidding. I messed up. So yeah, lifecycle stage is any of.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
I'm like, this list is going to be small. We're
Yeah,
enrolling
so
two
we're probably
people.
gonna have 2 or 3 contacts in here. All right, I'm gonna give it a second there. All right, so we have 32.
There we go. Let's enroll them.
All right.
Do it live. You're seeing it here live. Enrolling people into the agent. Lara is excited. She's like so nervous too. She just wants to protect our IP.
Yep. All right, so how are we going to enroll them? So obviously these here at the bottom are strictly related to the default selling profile. So we can either take them from the list and enroll them. We can build a workflow and enroll them, and then they will go in automatically. Which one do you want to do, Kyle?
I think we just take the list and enroll them, because I feel like most people, I mean, if we want to get fancy, build a workflow, that's one thing. But I feel like most people are going to say path of least resistance is build a list, click the list, enroll them into the agent. That's what I think.
Yep. All right, let's go on to that list. So in here, if you go to the list, you're going to go to the CRM, then you're going to go to segments, which used to be lists. And then from here, you're going to look for the list of people you want to actually include, right? So that's here. Now in here, you can select all records. You can click on more. And then, wait, I lost my button here.
Uh-oh.
We're gonna do the workflow part.
Because you can't do it. Can you not grab a list?
Yeah, so you can do
I've
it if
never
it's the
tried it.
default. That's what I.
Oh, if it's a
that's the setting.
default.
If it's, I don't want them to go to the default.
Yeah.
So let's do the workflow part here. Creating a workflow is very easy. I'm sure if you use HubSpot already, you know how to create a workflow. It's going to take probably 3 steps in here, right? First step, we're going to select in here when it met the criteria. We're going to add a contact, obviously, and then we're going to select the list. And in here, we're going to select the ARMA. All right. So anybody in that list, now the next step is going to be enroll them. So here, we're going to go to CRM. All right, and then we're going to go to, we don't want to enrich them because we already enriched them. Okay, actually AI here. So AI enroll and prospecting agent. And then from here, you can select the selling profile. So here's the Hug agent that we created. And then you can do schedule or adaptive.
Ooh.
That's the selling method. I'm going to do schedule. And then here we're going to select review before sending. So you have a way to override basically the instructions as you are creating this. I'm going to save this, and then I'm going to rename the workflow enroll in prospecting agent.
It's about the simplest workflow you can do. There's a trigger, there's an action.
Right. And then I'm lazy. I don't want to create a description. Do it for me.
I feel like those descriptions sometimes they get a little bit crazy with them.
Yeah.
They'll write like 200-word description on a workflow. Not necessary.
All right. So one thing I want to do is I want to go back to my agents. I'm going to go back to the exclusion list, and I'm going to remove this for now because all of them were on that list. And then I'm going to click review and publish, and it's going to calculate existing contacts. The number has to be 32, Kyle. If it's not 32, I'm buying you lunch.
Good, because I haven't eaten yet.
All right, so we have 32 contacts that will enroll. So we're going to say yes. Remember, we said and we instructed the agents to not send anything, just to generate.
Do research and then write the email.
All right, so let's do next. Let's do next.
And spend them credits.
Next.
That's what they're there for.
Turn on workflow.
And those credits, guys, just so going back to that, so we get, I don't know, somewhere around 20,000 right now. Those refresh every month. You don't use them, you lose them. This isn't sprint rollover. So you get to the end of the month or end of your billing cycle, just pound out those, just have it do research, right? Have it do all the research tasks on the list so you can use up those credits. So that way going into the next month, you got the fresh batch.
All right, so let's see what the agent is doing in the back end here. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go to my bookmarks, and then I'm gonna click on prospecting agent. Look at that, they're already in there. They're queued. So now we have a total of 35, and it says here the prospecting agent will start researching this contact soon. How soon? We'll have to update you guys.
Well, so you scroll down, it's already doing it. So if you go change your to page by 50, you can see that it's starting to go through people. Like it's doing Josh Logan first.
Mm-hmm.
It's also doing Rocky. So yeah, it's already looking at people. So it's probably, I would assume it's going to take a couple minutes per person.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's great to be a workflow, because then, as like Cristian said, he's got his workflow set to be active. As people get added to it, then it goes into the workflow. Then the workflow puts them into the prospecting agent, and then you can just sit back and chill and drink a cappuccino.
Yeah, or a mangonada.
Or a mangonada,
spicy with gummies. All right, so for our friend Rocky here, he already created 3 emails. Let's see what the email says. So here it says that I did some research. It created an email, and it included the link here with the description that we said before. It's kind of lengthy. I don't really love it, so I'm going to edit this. But it took not even a minute, right? And it already researched, created 3 emails, and then it's going to send the emails in a couple of days. So very interestingly, like it picked information off of the page, right? It says here, 2026 marketing goals, 2026 on the horizon, workshop. It's mentioning the company name, right? Definitely it did a good job. I think a good initial job. We can definitely tweak it to insert like the date, event date, location, and all that. But definitely a good first try. A little hog agent.
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, to sum this up so that we were not taking up too much more of you guys' time, or if you're watching this on replay, I think the key takeaways of this are, think about things that like with this, we would need to customize the instructions, right? The copy's too long, it's paragraphs. Of course, I got to throw 2 M dashes in there just because they don't want you to like it. But maybe with some custom instructions, build it out to be more like what you want it to say. But in theory, like you could do something where as certain criteria is set as people come in. So let's say for one example that I think of is people download content on your site, right? So they come through and they download something on your website. You can have a workflow that says if they downloaded these catalogs, guides, etc., throw them into this prospecting agent that I've taught to nurture them into potentially becoming a lead. That's one area you could use it almost immediately. You could build lists and do it cold. You can say once they've hit this other list and they've been unsold person for 6 months, meaning you couldn't close them 6 months ago, then instead of going into a sequence, they go into the agent does research. Like there's lots of different scenarios where it's not just new contacts, it could be existing contacts, but you want the agent to do some research, find some information, use that to craft emails real time, and then just do it all for you autonomously. So I think that's the main key takeaway is I think a little bit of massaging and understanding the use case scenario of each person. What do you want this agent to do and how to use those credits? I think it could be super powerful.
Yeah, for sure. And then in the end, you can analyze what the prospecting agent is doing, right? How many people have been enrolled, emails. So a bit of reporting in there to see the actions that it's taking. So definitely a lot more will come from HubSpot as far as reporting and doing things. I'm imagining in the future, right, you can use workflows to say, this person was enrolled in this prospecting agent. This was the result. If it did this, go this route. If not, do this other thing. So definitely a lot of room for them to grow. But I think initially they've done a good job with this prospecting agent.
Yeah, especially since they originally created it, right? Like it's just been better since they originally created it at the end of last year. And since I tested it, 6-8 months ago. But I think this is one of many tools that we want to bring to you guys. Watch all of our HubSpot videos. We're going to be creating a playlist to go through all the new features, ways to use it, to get you guys hands-on, not just like a 5-minute video about, hey, here's what it's good for, but to get deep into it, show you exactly how to build out a prospecting agent. If you guys aren't currently subscribe to my channel on YouTube, the company channel on YouTube, follow us on LinkedIn, and we'll see you on the next one.
See ya.